Welcome to eClerx Talks, where we explore how brands win on the digital shelf. My name's Adam Curran, and I'm joined today by Jamyn Edis, Professor at NYU's Business School. And today we're talking about turning market intelligence, like the data out there, into action that actually drives a competitive advantage in the marketplace.
Great. Well, thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me here today. Look, we're at a time where there's more data available for brands than ever before. I might argue too much data, a tsunami of data, if you will.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming, it can be. So it really comes down to how you're selecting the right data, how you are QAing it, the tools you're using to pass out actionable intelligence and make decisions, and that's what sets leaders apart, and that's what we're going to be examining today.
Sounds good. Okay, so very broadly then, from your perspective, what would you say market intelligence is, and why is it important today?
Look, where we are today, the pace of e-commerce is pretty relentless. You're seeing prices shift daily. You're seeing promotions pop up unexpectedly. Competitors are launching SKUs overnight. So brands really do need real-time intelligence to make fast, smart decisions, or they're going to risk falling behind.
So what are some of the trends that you're seeing out there and how brands are approaching the sort of concept of market intelligence today?
I think it really boils down to what I'll call the big three. I think market share tracking really is the new benchmark today. Brands want to know how they're stacking up against retailer, against category, against other SKUs from their competitors. That's number one. The second thing really is pricing intelligence. That is mission critical, especially with so much dynamic pricing being the norm now. A lot of personalization, a lot of real-time changes. The third thing I would say is promotion monitoring. So really knowing when, where, and how competitors are discounting. This allows you to balance both responding strategically, but also being reactive and tactile to what you're seeing as changes in real time in the marketplace.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you have that data, right? And you've got real-time data, and it allows you to sort of recalculate some of the prices.
Correct.
So can you give us an example of how brands are using this kind of data today to get ahead?
Yeah, well, when I was in my role at a video game company, and we were partnering with eClerx, and we were using tools like Market Intelligence and Market 360, we noticed one time that a key competitor was running a very, very deep promo of one of their top sellers, but only at select retailers. So what we were able to do is to see that signal, and we were able to respond. We quickly shifted our ad spending and our pricing strategies to capitalize on where the competitor was not discounting. And what ended up happening was we gained more market share that week. So that's a very good example of how we were able to make data-informed decisions and make change our pricing strategy accordingly based on the kind of tools that eClerx offers.
Exactly what you're just saying, like responding to what the market signals, right? And then you can turn that into some sort of action. And that's one of the ways eClerx platform market intelligence, like you're mentioning, can help. It can help surface those insights and deliver them in real time for teams to act, whether it's sales, marketing, or pricing teams pulling the levers. So Jamyn, give us a quick summary on how to win with market intelligence.
Well, if you're serious about staying competitive in retail e-commerce, there are a number of key thoughts I would have. Number one, make sure that you're assiduous about tracking share and pricing daily or at least semi-real time. Right? And again, tools like eClerx furnishes us with allow us to do that. Secondly, using things like predictive and prescriptive analytics, you are able to know your competitor's next move before they even make it and get ahead of that. Thirdly, I think building workflows that move from insight to action and enable you to do that fast, both with a human in the loop, but with automated processes, I think that's really important as well. And so in order to do that at scale, when we're talking about the number of SKUs out there in the market, you really do need to be using machine learning or AI-based tools that enable you to do that with quality data. And again, that's one of the things that market intelligence allows us to do. So I think at the end of the day, it's not just about having more data, but what you do with it. And the brands that act first and fast are the ones that are going to stay ahead of the competition, and they're going to win on the digital shelf.
Yep, that makes sense. All right, and that wraps up this video's breakdown of market intelligence. If you're wondering how your brand is performing or where you could be doing better in the market, check out eClerx.com to dive into our market intelligence solutions. You can also connect with us directly at market360@eclerx.com. With Market 360, our AI-powered digital shelf platform, you get instant clarity on how your products are showing up online, everything from search performance and pricing to content accuracy, stock levels, and even third-party seller activity. Thanks for watching.